Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where we are currently in a really good position from a potentially, although not entirely at that moment, a potentially very bad position, because we were very scared of both Russia and the Ottomans. Not anymore. We are now allied to the Ottomans, and Russia guaranteed us, although I do expect Russia to back off of that guarantee now that we're allied to the Ottomans. We'll see if they do. And if they do, we'll probably look to leverage the Ottomans against Russia and start pushing up into this area. Although, I want to keep an eye on Uzbek and how they're doing over with Chagatai over here. I don't really want to expand until such a time as we get colonialism from here, because we're pretty far behind in terms of our tech, no doubt about that, and we're actually pretty close to getting colonialism. So I was looking around here. This province is at 62%. There's one up over here, yeah, this one that's at 95. We are at 80% out over here. We've got an 87% nearly down over this way. That should get us up over 10%. So what I want to do right now is I want to be banking up cash. Corruption is currently an issue, but we can actually not root out corruption, let our corruption go up for the moment. And then once we have our cores made, we can always drop our corruption via our adherence to legalism. So we can use this to build up a fair amount of cash, and that is indeed exactly the plan here. We're going to use this to build up cash in hopes of being able to adopt colonialism quite soon. So that's the overall goal here. We're going to get another core going, and we're of course going to need to get this core going soon as well. Yeah, Russia revoked their guarantee. That is exactly what we expected to have happen, because the reason that they guaranteed us was to prevent the Ottomans from expanding into us. Now that we are no longer at threat of that, we're allied to the Ottomans. Russia is suddenly no longer interested in protecting us from the Ottomans because, well, we're allied to them. So, obviously, that's going to end up happening. So that's absolutely fine here. No problem whatsoever. We can upgrade centers of trade, but we're not going to. We should probably seize land. The Dhimmi and the Emirs are still angry, so we're going to have to wait on that. We are building up our manpower reserves, and that's okay too. Right. No guy. So they're asking us to give them gold in exchange for favors, and actually we do not accept that. We don't care about it so much. At this point, yeah, and they're not going to be happy about that necessarily, but at this point what we want to do is we want to vassalize them. So they're at 158 right now. We're working on improving relations there. It can come up by another 26, so that's going to put us at 84. It's good enough. We can get there with a gift. Okay, so that would do the trick. We need to get to 190 there. So let's grab our dip tech here. There we go. Phenomenal. And we're working on grabbing Miltech 12 right now. That is our current priority. We're not going to join a coalition against Russia because the Ottomans wouldn't be involved. So for now, that's definitely not what we're going to do, and I would love to fill out quantity ideas. Unfortunately, I really do think that we need to get Miltech. We're at Miltech 11, Ottomans are at 13, Russia's at 13, we need to get caught up. So that's our current goal there for right now. I do want to... these truces are over. Right. Yarkhan, Chagatai, yes. That's all fine. We're going to keep an eye on this situation up here. Uzbek is kind of weak now. Who are their allies, hypothetically? Kazan and Delhi? Seems winnable. Kazan's up over here, of course, ensconced in Russia's loving grasp. I'm sure that's the way they feel about that. And at this point, we could definitely get an additional 2 cannon. So I'm actually interested in doing that. We're going to recruit up a couple of additional cannon here. It is definitely valuable for us to get additional cannon. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to keep on working on bringing up our treasury amounts. And the real question here is, how long before... Okay, it's been embraced here. So it's currently at 8.2%. 83 here, 89.87. It is spreading down over this way as well, 68%. That's not bad. And that's up in Bengal. Okay, so yeah, that's definitely good progress over there on colonialism. We need it to get embraced in a few more provinces, or we would need to develop in these areas, but I don't want to spend power on that. Uzbek just rivaled us, and that's probably a good thing. So we can see that this war is now over. Do we have a CB on Uzbek? We don't, and we might want to consider building a spy network over on Uzbek. I'm not planning on going to war with them yet. This is a preemptive sort of thing. Nogai just embraced colonialism. Good job, Nogai. And I do want to look at, well, we don't have any diplomats here. So how long until this is going to be maxed out? Okay, April of 1560. So that's going to be a little while yet. That said, there will be a year tick between now and then. Chagatai just got declared on by these guys? Okay, that's spicy. So there will be a year tick between now and then. So the aggressive expansion is going to go down by 2. And the refuse to give ducats for favors should go down on the year tick as well. So I think we're actually going to make it. When we figure plus an additional 7, right? And then plus 15. So plus 22. Yeah. We get there without sending them any money. Beautiful. We're at 177 right now. So yeah, as expected, this dropped exactly the way it should have. We can always offer them a guarantee as well, and that's certainly an option. But for right now, that's not really what we're going for. Okay, Russia's colonizing up over here. That is to be expected. So I'm going to go ahead and core that. We want to get this cored as well as soon as we can. That's a next month tick sort of thing. So that looks good. We're working on that overextension, and it desperately needs to be finished up. So we're going to get all of that done. That's phenomenal. We're also negative on our Crownland right now, and we really do want to seize this back. The question is, when can we? We lost our natural scientist. Okay, that is noted. That's going to be a little bit yet. Okay. So we lost our natural scientist. Is there anyone... I'm tempted on that missionary strength modifier. The national tax guy will nearly pay for himself, though. Actually, he would pay for himself. He would net us 2.55 monthly. He would be net positive. I'm going to do it. Okay, so there we go. We do know that our conversions are somewhat better. We're going to have a hard time converting Shia still. And yeah, that rebel uprising is deeply unsurprising. I'm not too concerned about Persian separatists, to be honest. So that'll be okay. We're drilling down over here. We're up to about 40% drill or so. That's fine. No real problem there. And there's another conversion done. Cool. So we're just going to be working our way down this, right? We can convert non-Shia provinces, and we can't actually convert the Zoroastrian province either, mostly because it's a territory. And then this is minus 100% due to religious zeal. Okay, yeah, that's a lot. So over here in, like, Kerman, why do they have the religious zeal modifier? What is that coming from? After converting to a new faith, they're extremely resistant to convert back to what they once believed in. Okay, so somebody converted this to Shia probably before we conquered them, so it's just going to take time for that to go away. That's understood. Timurids made a claim on us, hilarious, and the Ottomans are asking us to give them 5,796 soldiers in exchange for favors. How many favors do we have with the Ottomans right now? 3. We accept that. Okay. We did not get any favors out of that. Cool. Well, for now, that's reasonably fine. We can grab our Miltech. That gives us Muslim musketeers, as well as military tactics and supply limit, which will all be absolutely phenomenal. We're going to swap right on over to Muslim musketeers. Perfect. No problem whatsoever there. And the Persian separatists chose now to spawn. It doesn't actually matter. We're going to head on up over here. We don't have any forts up this direction. The peasants are getting uppity. We'll enforce serfdom for now because I don't want the emirs to drop. We're going to be able to seize land soon. Once we crush these guys and once the Dhimmi move up in their opinion just a little bit. So that'll be fine. Yeah, 10 years of separatism out here. That's reasonably expected. And when are we going to arrive here? Bamanis no longer rivals us. Okay, noted. So we'll arrive here on 14 December. Do we think we have enough morale? I think we're just going to wait until 1 January. 2 January, technically. So that'll be fine. Cool. So we now have enough spy network up here. Now, over at Nogai, we need to pull this guy back. And we need to vassalize Nogai. They are now our vassal. Phenomenal. So that's really good. They are, of course, our first vassal. And they're going to disband a bunch of their military because they can't actually have that many. That's understood. But they're going to boost us up a little bit there anyway. And what do we have left here? Isfahani separatists? Okay, that's fine. We can definitely move over to Isfahan. And we've also got some Yazdi separatists. Isfahan and Yazd are very, very, very angry. So we could definitely park, like, right down over here and be in striking position of both of those. I think that's fine. We can actually grant generalship. There's nothing good here. We don't want any of that. That's all okay. So that's fine. We're going to replenish our soldiers here. Now, unfortunately, we don't have great supply limit here. We could actually sit here instead. We'll not take attrition here, and we can still hit Isfahan and Yazd. So that seems great. There's also Punjabi separatists and 10 prestige here. Done. There's also that, and these guys would be responsible for that. We should probably disable drilling there. Just a little bit preemptively. That'll be okay. Lose 50 dip power. Skill 2, morale of navies plus 10%. Our current guy is improve relations plus 20%. I don't think this really matters that much. But this guy would not be cheaper to employ. I really don't want to lose legitimacy here, though. Okay. So he just appears here. Gotcha. We could go with, like, trade efficiency. It's not great, but it'll do. There's some cores coming through, and the question is, what's that going to do to the actual morale, or rather the unrest over here? Absolutely nothing is the answer. The unrest is still at 26. Mostly due to intolerance and separatism. Fair enough. They are Shia, and that's going to be a problem. Are they recently converted as well? They are. That'll be done in 9 years. Okay, so we're going to have some problems out over here until we get that all converted. For the moment, that's fine. We can seize back land here, and that'll absolutely be great. So we're back to no effect on our Crownland. We'll need to build up our Crownland a bit before we put in our last few privileges there. That'll be absolutely fine. Do we want to be drilling here? We're at 80% for each of these. They'll happen fairly soon. Gain 10 admin power or gain 10 legitimacy. We are low on legitimacy right now. Honestly, I think we're going to move 10 towards mysticism. We can afford to give up a little bit of legalism here. We're still going to be ticking up. So that's reasonably fine. I think we take the legitimacy. That seems absolutely good. Assign a missionary to work autonomously. Is this new? I didn't know that you could do this. This might be a new quality of life thing. I like it, if so. So lose 200 ducats or lose tax modifier and trade efficiency. Gross, but this basically just gets rid of our bonus that we got from Crownland, right? So it's not really that big of a deal. Eventually it won't be a problem. I hope. Eventually. So for now, that's all absolutely fine. We do definitely need to get our overextension dealt with. That is giving us +2 in terms of our national unrest. We could also boost up our stability. That is not a bad idea here. Isfahani separatists. Okay, we'll go deal with those. Boosting our stability is definitely an interesting option at this moment. But we really need to get colonialism. We could actually do it now. 1,700 gold. That's a lot of gold. Okay. I'm going to debase. Up to here. So that gives us a little bit of extra gold there. And now what we can do, of course, is we can go into our legalism. So I want to check here. Dimmy loyalty equilibrium. Okay, noted. So we're just going to spend down 2 of those. So that last one that we got there, that one was free. So that's okay for now. We can, of course, embrace this institution, and we are going to do so. So colonialism has been embraced. That makes things a lot easier. A whole lot easier. Now, we had a mission available there. What mission was that? Presumably build a treasury? Yeah, have at least 2,000 gold. Probably should have completed that one first. Retrospect, right? Okay, well, that's noted, for sure. We've now become a great power. Okay, that's beautiful. So at this point, we need to rival someone, and that will probably end up being Bengal. We're allied with Jaunpur, so we don't want to do that. Okay, now we're going to park these guys back down here. We still have some rebel uprisings in this area brewing up. So for now, that's okay. There's another core finishing. The Ottomans want military access. Of course, we allow that at this point. Moving back towards legalism here. Done. So we move back towards legalism, and the Yazdi separatists have now spawned. So we're going to go eliminate them really quickly here. We're still working on bringing up our manpower, and we don't want to go back to war just yet. Okay, so there's that done. I'm a little bit surprised that we've not had the Punjabi separatists just yet, but they are a little ways away. Not very far at all, to be honest. So that's all looking good. At this point, of course, as far as our tech goes, we're in a much, much better position for getting caught up with our technologies. And that is indeed going to be our goal. We're going to get caught up with tech here. We need to get to at least Miltech 13. These guys are still 13. Ah! Ottomans are currently fighting Russia. As a hypothetical, do we think we could get away with coattailing this? We could do a reconquest CB for Nogai. I'm going to move this force northward here. We'll park them about here. These guys can stay over here. I'm going to actually provoke this revolt. And we're going to go attack that. And we're not going to attack Russia just yet. We're going to get into position and keep an eye on the opportunity. If we can attack Russia and get some Nogai territory back, that would be phenomenal. So we're going to head northward here, keeping an eye on the Ottoman situation, right? So the Ottomans are absolutely steamrolling Russia right now. I think that's very clear. Now, they're going to be occupying stuff out over here. So what we might end up wanting to do is see if Russia is significantly wounded after this war. Persian separatists just crossed the border down here. That's very rude. Okay, we'll go deal with them, but I'm not happy about it. So we're going to head down there. And in the meantime, we're keeping an eye on this situation. Ah, Ottomans just called us into the war against Russia. We accept. So we are now along with the Ottomans here. So we're going to want to split all of this over to Nogai. Oh, they flipped all of this to Nogai for us. This could be really good for us, actually. And the Ottomans are dealing with these rebels for us. Beautiful. So we're going to turn around, and we're just going to attack up over here. Ottomans are dealing with our rebels. I think this is really good. I think this is really, really good. We can really cut into Russia here. So I want to check here. Is this cored by Nogai? Yes. So we want to flip that over to Nogai. There we go. And we're just going to continue to allow Nogai to have any territory that is their core here. And then anything that is not their core will occupy. Because we would prefer that the Ottomans don't get a huge amount of power out of this, right? But they're probably going to. The Ottomans are absolutely the big power in the region. So this can be flipped over to Nogai, and then we can head out over this direction for now. But the Ottomans are clearly not interested in Nogai's previous territory. So they're fine with just giving this over to Nogai, which, so are we. Nogai's our vassal. We would be delighted to have Nogai have this territory and be a buffer state with Russia. Right? That would be absolutely great. So we'll see how that ends up going. Austria just embraced printing press. Okay, sure. We'll make Isfahan into a state, and we can full core all of that. We're not planning to take any territory up here necessarily ourselves. Maybe we'll get a little bit, but it'll be the Ottomans that are going to set that up, right? So this is absolutely great. Is this cored by Nogai? Yes, it is. So we're going to flip that over to Nogai, and we're going to continue to head in over this direction. This also gives us a potential option of vassalizing Bashkiria, which we might be able to do. I'm going to start improving relations with them. I'm going to pull back our improving of spy network with Uzbek. because we're probably not going to go to war with Uzbek for a bit here, with all of this going on. So Bamanis is no longer a valid rival for us. I want to head up and start sieging this fort up here. Ottomans lost this battle, but that's fine. Ottomans are not going to overall be a major issue. Is this cored by Nogai? No, so we are going to occupy this ourselves. Cool. Military access, we're going to decline that. Lose 50 dip power or 10 prestige. We'll lose the dip power, but we're not happy about it. Okay, I think we're starting to run into areas... Nogai flipped that to us. Okay. So we're starting to run into areas where Nogai doesn't have cores, right? Yeah. So that's fine. We're going to start up a siege over here. How many troops does Russia have right now? 45k. We know they were up over here, but we don't have eyes on their overall army. Never mind, we do. They're right up over here. So that's good. We're not going to lose the stability right now. Thank you very much. And at this point, I'm just going to continue to push through over here. And we're just going to grab some war score out over here. We'll see what the Ottomans are willing to give us out of this war. I'm not going to separate peace, I don't think. I don't want to abandon the Ottomans in this war, right? We want to have as much like goodwill with the Ottomans right now as we can. We want to halt their advancement out this direction, and we want to take over a lot of stuff up here, right? That's our overall goal at that point. So now we need to be thinking about printing press, right? Where's printing press? A very long ways away. Okay, noted. So we're not going to be getting printing press anytime soon. We are starting to get some penalties from not having printing press, so that will be slightly painful. We do see a Russian army here. We are not going to attempt to fight the Russian army over here. Yeah. We'll need the Ottomans' help for that. For sure. We will look to get this siege done. And we're heading this direction so that we can have all of our forces up over here. Yeah, they're taking back some of this territory here. They know that we're the weak link here, right? So they're heading this direction towards our occupation zones. And they're trying to avoid the Ottomans. And that makes sense. That absolutely does make sense. We did finish up this siege here, so we're going to pull back over this direction for right now. And this is only 20k Russians at this moment. Oh, we can make a state down over here. And we definitely will do so, and we'll get that all cored. Relatively expensive, those cores. But okay, that's fine. We've got some Farsi separatists down here. We may want to consider just increasing autonomy in Kerman right now. Yeah, that's probably a decent idea. So that I don't want to deal with this while we are fighting Russia, right? So there's also Mashhad up over this direction. I think we'll just increase autonomy there as well. That'll come down slowly over time. And so that's just going to deal with the rebel uprising for the moment. So Russia's taking back territory over here. That is all fully expected. We're going to be grouping up over here-ish. And we're going to look to take back this territory and maybe eliminate some of these little Russian armies that are down here. Yeah. Something like this. So we need to take back this area. No doubt about that. We stack wiped one of those tiny little armies. We're not really in a position to be able to fight the entire Russian force. We would need Ottoman help for that. The question is, are they interested in fighting us? This, of course, flips over to Nogai. And Ottoman forces are headed down here, so maybe we should come down and help this as well. If the Ottomans are looking to fight this, we should probably have forces nearby to help out. I do see this up here. This is kind of a trap, though. I don't think that's actually a good thing for them to do. So we're going to flip this over to Nogai since that's cored. That'll be fine. We're at 81% right now. And I'm just going to park here for the moment. We do see multiple Ottoman armies moving their way up. So that seems absolutely fine. The Ottomans are closing in on the Russian armies over here. So I think that we should probably consider turning north here. Flip this over to Nogai. We should consider turning north and fighting these up here. Since we know the majority of their armies are down to the south and cannot make their way in. Is this a Nogai location? Yes, it is. Okay. So that's all good. We're 93% war score right now. This war is going to be over very soon. The question is, when do the Ottomans have enough here? And how much are they going to give us? I don't know the answer to that. That's very questionable as for how much they're actually going to give us. So we're going to head up over this way and see if these guys run away. As of right now, they don't. They have no chance of getting this siege dealt with. Never mind, war's over. Okay, so what did we end up getting out of it? Nogai got a fair amount of their territory back. We'll accept that. I think that's pretty worthwhile, all things considered. So we're going to head back down over here. We do need to get a new general because our general died right at the end of that war. And so that general is going to end up going here. That's a solid general. Okay, sounds good. Now, we don't need to core anything here. Nogai doesn't either. Nogai just got a bunch of their territory back, and that's great. Now, Russia still holds a bunch of Nogai's territory, and we're going to be truced with them for a while, so how long is our truce going to be anyway? We should probably figure that out. Russia. Diplomacy. Okay, truce. I was in that previously. I don't know why I did this. So they have a truce with Nogai until March of 1579. That's probably with us as well. Yeah. Okay, so honestly, I'm completely fine with cutting into Russia a bit there. I think that's great, and Nogai getting that is magnificent as far as I'm concerned. Hang on, we're stronger than Austria? That's wild. We actually are. They're Miltech 13, so things would be a little bit tough there. But we're close to Miltech 13. Okay, well, I'll take our win that the Ottomans handed us against Russia, and we'll go home with that. That's absolutely great. We got almost no war exhaustion from it either. Like, that was basically free, all things considered. Did we end up failing our estate agenda? Yes. But we can set a new one. And that would be base tax of at least 7. Local autonomy higher than 45. I guess base tax of at least 7 out over here. Sure, we can do that. There we go. It's done. So that'll get us a little bit anyway. And we do need a rival here. And who do we want that to be? We're currently allied with Jampur still, right? Yes, we are. So we don't want to rival them. We could rival Russia here. We're actually on par with Russia after they just got wrecked by the Ottomans. They're going to be stronger than us again eventually. But for now, that seems reasonably fine. And since we are a great power, that seems good. We're going to need to continue to expand, of course, going after these areas down over here and just clearing up Sind and heading up through Uzbek, ideally. But for now, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to, I was going to say finish our stabilization, but we're kind of done with our stabilization. So we're just going to get set up, I think, for another big expansion, like Timurids, perhaps. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy McGar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12UK, Katogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.